I'd never been so scared in my life. He said, "You're dead," and opened the door. I was in such a panic. That's when I reached in my glove box, unholstered my pistol, and I shot him.
That was Michael Dunn telling his version of events as the case went forward the first time. So, just how important will a new jury be for Michael Dunn murder's retrial? Let's take a look at the very first jury. Now, as you know, they were unable to decide on a murder conviction for the death of Jordan Davis. They, of course, found guilty verdicts as to 3 attempted murder charges, as well as shooting the projectile into the car. Those jurors consist of 12 jurors plus 4 alternates. 10 were female, 6 were male, 11 were Caucasian, and only 3 were African American. Plus, there was 1 Asian and there was 1 Hispanic. Joining me now to break this all down, criminal defense attorneys Philip Holloway and Eric Guster, both fabulous defense attorneys and friends. Eric, I'll shoot to you over in New York. And let me just ask you the question. We speak about this a lot. We know that jury selection is a very significant part of the case. Now, some attorneys believe it's the most important part because you have to get a jury, Eric, predisposed to what you're talking about. What say you? How significant will jury selection be? And could you get a jury that is fair and impartial?
A jury selection is extremely important in any type of case, because if you have a juror who already has an idea of what they want to do or a preconceived idea of the case, then you are going to lose your case regardless. So it's very important that they find jurors who are impartial, as impartial as they can, because with this case and the media attention and the publicity that it's caused, most people have drawn some type of conclusion based upon what they've seen and heard or read throughout this case.
Sure.
So it's going to be very difficult for them to find someone who's totally impartial.
No question about it. But let me ask you this, Phil. You know, as the judge alluded to, and you saw George Howell's piece from CNN earlier, he was saying, because the jurors were saying, hey, we heard about the case. It's not so much that you haven't heard about it, but having heard it, have you formed predisposed decisions and opinions, and could you still be fair and impartial? Will it be difficult for them to find a jury who, even if they heard it, Philip, can render a fair decision?
I think it will be difficult. There's been such an enormous amount of pretrial publicity, which brings me to a point that I've always made. Why bother? He's already been convicted on, what, 5 or 6 counts? Enough to get him 60 mandatory years.
Yes.
60 mandatory years. My heart breaks for this father. I'm a father myself. That being said, there's no jury in the world, impartial or not, that's going to bring his son back. So why waste the taxpayers' money and the court's very limited resources to just get one more verdict in a case where the guy's already going to be in prison until he's over 100 years old?
Eric, you're chomping at the bit. I think the position of the family is because we want justice for Jordan Davis. That's why. What say you?
Exactly, because each victim in this case, each person who was shot at, or in this case, Jordan Davis was shot, he deserves a verdict as well. And this court needs to send if he's found guilty, they want to send a message that you can't go out and shoot unarmed young men without any provocation.
Well,
and
they got that verdict. They did get that verdict. They got a verdict on all those things.
They got verdict.
No, they got a verdict on the attempted.
Right.
And
not on the murder.
That applies to every victim in the case.
Well, no,
it does not.
It applies to the 3 people who they found the attempted murder charges.
Shooting the projectile into the car.
It does, but they want, the family wants, and they believe they should get a murder conviction as to Jordan Davis. Though I absolutely see your point of view. Having said that, very briefly, Philip, and then you, Eric, I know it's the first day. We haven't even gotten past jury selection, but a look into the future. Could they get a murder conviction? Yes or no?
Absolutely, because
they could.
They could, absolutely. They got most of the counts guilty the first time. It was a close split the first time around. Yeah, I think they can get it this
Eric?
time.
Yes?
Yes, I think they can, especially with them having to hone in on this one case now. They will concentrate on the facts on this particular issue. I think they can get it.
Absolutely. So the focus on Jordan Davis, Eric Guster, Philip Holloway, thanks so much. Don't go anywhere.